Andy Johnson. Today, I am going to talk about some things that you can do as a parent to help your child read during this time of COVID and any other time. Why? Because reading volume, the amount that people read, that children read, has been linked to improvements in word identification, comprehension, fluency, vocabulary, as well as conceptual knowledge. So the goal is to read a lot, reading volume. It starts with the assumption that reading is pleasurable. It's something human beings naturally want to do. When things are pleasurable, human beings have a tendency to do more of it. When it's not pleasurable, a tendency to do less of it. You don't need to do a lot of scientific research to figure that one out. So why don't students sometimes read or want to read? Because the reading material is boring, irrelevant, or too difficult. Do you want to read stuff that you don't want to read? Certainly not. As well, readers need choices. Choice is an important part of human motivation. It could be choice of book to read, the ability to choose what not to read, meaning if a student is not enjoying a book, you should give that student the choice of discontinuing and finding another book. As well as there should be some choice in times to read, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But the child needs consistent reading practice. Set aside times, daily times, short bits of times for them to read. And I recommend a minimum of 4 days a week, but 5 days a week will be fine. Give the child a week off, 10 to 15 minutes a day, start low and get bigger. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. The books that they choose to read should be at their independent reading level or below. And graphic novels and comic books are acceptable. Independent reading or below? Yes, easy books are great. You and I read easy books all the time. Remember, the goal is reading volume. So, how you might do this or some other tips. First of all, get a notebook. They cost 79 cents at Walmart. In the front cover, have the student list the titles read and the date completed. And I always encourage students to use some sort of rating, this evaluation, this analysis, however they want to do it. If they liked it, didn't like it, and again, it's okay not to like a book. And the wonderful things about this rating sort of system, if you have one or more students, it creates interesting conversations around books, and that's what we want to happen. As I said, set an initial goal for the days read every week. I would start with a minimum of 4 days a week. 3 if you absolutely have to. Remember, the kids have to be kids, so allow weekends off if you want. But reading is pleasurable. Once they find good books and they like to read books, they'll be reading every day. Initial goal, I would suggest 10 minutes a day. However, if you want to try 2 5-minute blocks or 2 10-minute blocks, that's fine, but be consistent. And again, it's reading volume that we're looking for. So you might want to keep track of the minutes read every day. The child could do this inside the notebook, or you could do this on a chart or something that's put on the refrigerator, but keep track of the minutes read every day. That enables you to set weekly goals for the number of minutes read and celebrate goals that they meet for the number of books read, goals met, minutes read, that sort of thing. But set goals, celebrate. This should be fun. In the notebook, I encourage students to record one interesting or important idea every day. This could be a simple sentence, it could be a picture, but you do not want it to be or feel like a book report. Keep it fun. Remember, reading is enjoyable. That's why real people in the real world do it.